everyone, and welcome to Midgard RPG. My name is Hikaru, and this is our game of Titans Heir, written by DM Dave. And these are my players.
Hello.
I think Matt was first.
I'm Matt. I am playing Ziri, the Furbolg Druid.
Show.
Hi, I'm Sho. I'm playing Copper7119, the Warforged, automaton, hollowed.
Hi, I'm Zio. I'm playing Ashanti. She is a Umbral Lurker Warlock half-elf.
Hello, my name is Nina, and I'm playing Tan, and they are a halfling fighter.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Zembrex. They are an elven ranger. Let's see how long this lasts.
At least with the party, I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll still continue being an elven ranger as far as anyone else is concerned.
Right, but I'm just wondering how long. Yeah.
At this point, Copper's not going to question it.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see if what comes first, them deciding they want to confide like the actual truth to the party, or the party drilling them on inconsistencies in what they can and can't do.
A ranger isn't supposed to hit that hard.
A ranger isn't supposed to get lost in the forest.
Not all rangers are perfect now.
It's true. All right, well, before we begin, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Roll20.net. Roll20.net is a great virtual tabletop system that lets you play games with all your friends, even when you're stuck at home and can't see them in person. So I think this is a great moment to try it out. It is free to play and has a lot of content that you can unlock in the marketplace, including a bunch of modules from Wizards of the Coast and even other systems. You can even play, I think they have support now for like Blades in the Dark, Call of Cthulhu, and quite a few others. And of course, Pathfinder, the not quite D&D, the crunchy version of D&D. And just recently, they've partnered more with Wizards of the Coast and are starting to release the Adventure League modules as like modules that you can just plug and play on Roll20. So that's cool. And if you're new to Roll20, they do have a crash course in the Help Center, and that link is pretty easy to find when you log into Roll20. There's a big purple magenta link, and that'll get you started, because there's a lot of features and there's a bit of a learning curve when it comes to picking it up. But once you get the hang of it, it makes games go pretty smoothly. All right. So, what do you guys remember about last session?
We woke up. Well, I and Tan and Ash woke up on a beach. We had our ship crashed. We were like, where are we? We don't know. We saw smoke in the distance, found the crash of the airship where we met Copper and Ziri, and we found the shady gnome, and then there was the captain and all of that. And we've been trying to find resources and survive. And then Zembrex met a interesting figure, found out about a pyramid on the other side of the island.
And then at the very end of the session, almost half your party decided to go hunting for the day and didn't show up once night settled in.
Oops.
Given the fact that the island tends to have fog settle in during the night, it was decided that it was for the best not to go searching for them and get lost yourselves. And so you spent the first night separated from two of your companions. And the next day dawns misty, and there it's actually a bit cold, a bit colder than it has been the past few days, because it is raining. a light rain. It's not too heavy, but it's just enough to make it a bit more miserable. Those of you at camp wake up knowing that both Ash and Copper failed to arrive back home. Well, back to the camp.
Home.
Did they tell us which direction they were going?
If I remember, they were either headed like east or northeast, because we were kind of just we had spent a couple days kind of exploring, just kind of making loops around our site, just kind of like where we're at, just kind of scout out the general area. I don't remember which. Yeah, I don't know like which hex they were had gone to. Yeah, I want to say they went kind of northeast.
That's kind of what I remember. We go looking for them?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Yes.
We take all of us, or do some people stay?
Well, the more people we take, the more eyes we have to search. Might just be the best idea to just take everybody.
Don't want to leave the camp unguarded, though.
Yeah, true.
Tahaku kind of looks over at you guys and goes, well, we also need to keep the camp running and people looking for food and things. Maybe you all head out and some of us stay behind. I mean, they may be trying to find the camp today and might miss you all entirely.
Yeah.
Let's see now, if I remember right, like a couple of the crew like sort of got minor injuries as well. Are they still recovering from those?
No, they've recovered by now. That was
Okay.
a couple days ago.
Okay. Then yeah, the three of us I think will head out, and if anybody like from the crew can also come, that'll just make the search go a little faster. So, yeah. Yeah, get organized and try to see if we can start tracking where they went.
We want to go north.
Yeah, like that's the last. I'm pretty sure that's the last direction they were heading.
My mouse is
Yes,
doing
we
weird
are.
things today.
Hmm.
All right. Here's your camp group. So you can recall what NPCs you have with you.
Okay.
And yeah, you can delegate other work or before you leave.
Okay. Let's see. I know they had been working on a couple projects. Like I think they just finished building a backpack so we can carry more stuff.
Yep.
I mean, I would just have them say, like kind of hold down the camp, make sure keep it safe. Just kind of we'll try to find them and come back as quick as we can.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we should be the search team. And then the others hold down camp and find resources.
Okay. So just like stick around camp and just forage around for enough food for the day at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
know we
they can
do
do
have
that.
plenty of food. Like we had, I want to say at least 10. Yeah, we had like 14 gallons of water and about 11 units of food. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're consuming, I think, something like 1 unit per person, though, per day
Yeah.
when they're working. So the two at the camp are not consuming anything, so at least you have that. But that means that from your 11, you're using up, what, 5, 8 units today to feed yourselves.
Okay.
But if they forage around the camp, at least they can maintain that so that the next day you still have some surplus.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys will explore the island, and you were heading. I'll put you back on the skeleton. We do a lot of like map skipping here. Okay, so you were heading in northeast. This hex here first, right?
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay. So we will use a token to represent that group. All right, so morning wakes Ash up at least, covered in dew. It is lightly raining. Mist is kind of clinging longer than normal. Copper's probably not too happy about the water too, but he's made of waterproof materials. Kind of have to be a warforged.
Yeah, if they didn't have some way of waterproofing the metal, I would already rust.
You would already be a rust heap.
Rude.
What would you like to do?
Grumble about how wet it is. And try and get our bearings. Like, we have to try and make it back to the camp. We just have no idea where we are right now.
Yeah, I'd like to try and find the markings I left.
Okay. Alright. Where's my thing? I read this like right before the session, and then Alright. I believe it's a survival check.
And unfortunately, I have exhaustion now.
Put it.
Wait, I thought you didn't have exhaustion because you guys passed your survival check to find a good place to camp.
But I have an exhaustion point.
Oh, that may have been from something else? I don't know.
Because sleeping out for the night, I thought.
Oh, okay.
Really?
You didn't get an extra exhaustion point because you found a place?
Yeah.
Were you attacked?
No.
No, they weren't attacked.
No.
Why the fuck do I have an exhaustion point then?
Hey, Karu.
Yes?
Would for me it have been an investigation since trying to find the thing that I left rather than a direction?
That...
Or at least a perception?
The problem is the area you're in is completely unknown. There are no tracks here. You guys got lost on your way back, and you are in uncharted territory, meaning there is no marks.
Okay.
17 survival.
Okay.
2.
So,
You're the reason we got lost in the first place.
I was not manufactured to be a scout.
Then stop trying to be.
Grumble. Punch random tree.
Well, maybe they'll find that. All right. So, Ash, you take your bearings as the morning progresses. It's hard because it's cloudy. There's the mist, but the one thing you can see is in the distance the mountain range. And that kind of guides you to the fact that you think you're probably to the further east than where you have explored previously. So your best guess is that you have to travel west to get back to camp.
All right, west it is. Let's start moving.
All right.
All
Come on,
right.
get along.
So, who is navigating for Ziri's group?
Can look out.
What are we doing? Are we doing survival or nature or?
It would be a survival check.
Can I aid them or?
Well, we're all working together.
What kind of ranger are you?
Maybe. Oh god, that's great.
The best kind. The one who's going to have the most interesting stories to tell.
Right.
That time
Well,
that they got
Wouldn't that
lost.
make you a bard?
well, I mean, I have to admit, Rangers. I mean, you're a druid. Sometimes we just don't compare.
Well, Zen is pretty sure they've found the like footprints that lead to the two that are missing, and then Tan and Ziri point out that there's like marks on the trees over here, and that's probably the ones Copper left behind. You do find traces of them, and it seems to be heading east, possibly southeast of the area that you knew that they had been heading in.
Think they found something and followed it, or just straight up got lost?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they would have gone. I don't think they would have gone off by themselves without without telling the rest of us. At least I hope
Y-
they wouldn't.
Yeah, I think they're either in trouble or they got lost.
Guard up then.
All right. So you all head following the tracks that you've found, while the other group is heading west. I need one person from each group to give me a perception check.
Not it.
New perception.
Oh.
You decided to nod at the person who has.
So do you want the ranger or the druid to do perception? I actually do have perception.
Go ahead.
For it.
Got 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Redemption.
So both groups start heading in more or less the same direction to meet each other.
Good.
You almost miss each other, but Zen is eager to prove that they are a good ranger and manage to spot the glint of light as a bit of sunlight passes through the forest and hits Copper's external
Plating.
plating.
Hey, I think it's Copper. Copper?
Hey, y'all, all right?
Hey guys, how's it going? Copper got us lost.
You were the one who relied on an automaton.
I didn't rely on you with anything. You kind of dragged me in the other direction, insisting that your little notches would be enough for us to find our way back to the camp. Newsflash, it didn't work.
But he also got you found, because that's how we're able to find you.
No, I
See?
led us back this way.
But
Well,
followed
They
my
didn't do
notch.
anything.
We all pulled our various talents together and found each other.
Yeah, all right.
We got food.
Good.
Because we had gotten some, hadn't we? Pretty sure we got 8 pounds, or 8 units.
We got a shit ton, actually.
Yeah, we got so much. Yep, we got 8.
Because we had the backpack. Because the backpack was from a couple days previous.
Yep.
And we had gone out gathering with the backpack. So we didn't starve, while we were stuck out here. Well, I didn't.
That's good.
How's everything at the camp?
fairly good.
Yeah. Since we're all together, it's just us. Do we need to do another perception check to make sure it's just us?
I mean, as far as you can tell, you haven't been followed.
Okay. Uh, so, Siri, do you still have a hold of the map thing that we made?
Yeah, I do. I'll take that out.
Okay, so when I was on watch, uh, I spotted like a, I don't really know how to describe her, but she was almost like made from like maybe the trees or the earth from here. Anyway, I couldn't understand what she was saying. She couldn't really understand what I was saying, but we were able to communicate with drawings and hand gestures and such. And so this is the crude map. So like this is our camp, and then like beyond the mountains, there's a pyramid. And she said that if we arrive peacefully, then we will be received peacefully. Might be something worth to check out.
I mean, we have no other leads with this place.
Are we going to be returning to camp and letting them know?
I think we should. How much time has it taken for us to kind of track each other down?
It took you pretty much all morning. It is now, I'd say, noon. So you still have the rest of the afternoon before it gets dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a rough idea from this map of how long it would take to travel to this place?
You know that if you travel at a fast pace, you can cover the equivalent of 4 hexes on the map. You're not exactly sure how big the distance is, but it definitely will take you more than a day. So it would mean leaving the camp behind and taking enough supplies and having to rough it out in wherever you find. There's also the fact that if you travel through the forest, because you know that it's more or less the other side of the mountains but lower down from where you are on the map, which means you have 2 options: just heading south with the possibility of getting lost in the forest, or heading north first, hitting the mountains and following that so you don't get lost.
I'm down for going north, hitting the mountains, and following that. I'm
Yeah, I mean that.
with being lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives us like a recognizable terrain marker to kind of just guide ourselves with.
And the other thing is, we still have some daylight. Before we head back to camp, we can gather up as much food as possible, bring that food back to the camp. The other people at the camp can just keep to the camp. They know where food and water is now. We can give them what we've collected. And Zuri, you can make us food and water while we travel. We can still collect as we go, but we can leave what we already have to the other people so they're stocked up.
Yeah, I mean I can make enough food and water to at least kind of just balance out what we would normally eat.
Mm-hmm. So we can leave the non-magically created stuff to the rest of the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And basically...
So, yeah, I like this idea. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ash. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I would really appreciate it if, like, I really don't know what's up with that gnome. I really don't. So could we leave out some of this? Like, what are we going? I know we're going to tell them we're going to just explore, or we found what we have a trail of what's been spotted.
We just have
spying
something
on
that
us.
we'd like to investigate.
I mean, we were out for the night. We could just say, hey, we found signs that there might be other people living here. We're going to go investigate. If we find someone, we'll bring people back to the camp to aid. Yeah. We don't have to say anything more than that. It's just, hey, we might have signs of, there's other people here. It's going to take us a few days to, travel and investigate. Here's shit to keep you through the days. We'll bring back help.
And if you'd really like, I can always knock the gnome out.
Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine killing that gnome if it would make things easier.
Oh, I wasn't planning on scrapping him, but if you'd prefer that, then it's fine.
Just a suggestion. But I mean, we just basically say, hey, we're gonna go try and investigate and find some help. We don't have to give more details than that. And if the gnome asks, we obviously don't trust him. We just tell him fuck off.
I like that.
Nod, nod. So, we should find food, take more back, and then go?
Tomorrow morning, go.
Yeah.
Because I want to sleep in camp for the night, please. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I could carry you.
Don't you dare.
I'm
I don't
already
trust you to
carrying.
not get us lost again.
Well, they'd be leading, I'd just be carrying.
I don't trust you not to get us lost.
All right, let's just see what we can find on our way back.
Yep.
All right, so you're basically just foraging, not necessarily hunting in particular. Just
If I see a rat or something, I'll totally take a shot at it.
yeah, no, I'm just saying hunting is an
extra
all-day
separate
activity.
thing.
Yeah, just gathering.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Easy enough to do. You forage mainly edible looking fruit and roots. Catch a couple of rats on the way home.
Occasionally, I'll probably bring a mushroom that's not quite edible, might be poisonous, but I don't know the difference.
Luckily, you have a druid and a ranger with you. On your way back, you pass through areas of the forest that perhaps you haven't quite noticed yet, and your foraging leads you to a small clearing in the forest. And all over the jungle floor, you see a dozen or more strange 1-foot diameter holes spaced roughly 5 feet apart.
Is that normal?
I have no clue.
Is it like in a circle or
Does it?
the
It's
holes?
Any kind of
It's a-
pattern to them.
It doesn't seem to have an exact pattern to it, though they do seem to be spaced in a fairly even way, so that it looks strangely uniform in the forest.
Do they look like they're nests? Like, do they look like they were made by animals or by things that weren't animals?
Give me a nature check.
Okay. 23. I'm
Okay.
actually trained in this.
It's still kind of hard to tell, if only because the holes are perfectly circular, and that doesn't seem natural. But the more you look at like each of the holes and study them, they do seem to be of natural origin, like some kind of animal created them.
Huh. Impressive
They
work
seem
for
to
an
go as deep as you can tell. They do seem to twist once they descend, but they're small enough that it's kind of hard to tell because they're just 1 foot in diameter.
Okay.
So you can put your arm down one, but you can't.
Oh no.
Does this
Don't.
feel like worms to anyone else? I'm thinking worms and like in and out of the land because that's what I'm thinking.
Haru, why did you say that? I put my arm down one.
No. And Zipper's like, no. Oh,
He's made out of copper or metal or whatever he's made out of.
yeah, but I don't know how to fix that.
Neither do I, but they'll
Neither do I.
learn their lesson.
Give me a hammer and some other weird tools, and I can get out the dents.
You put your hand down the hole, and as far as your arm goes, the hole continues, but you cannot feel anything else within the hole.
Huh. All right. I'm gonna bring my hand out and maybe occasionally pat the wall every now and then.
I'm still thinking worm.
Give me a perception check.
9.
Okay. You pat the wall. Pull your hand out.
Oh no. All right. Didn't feel
Is there
it.
anything else in this clearing that looks like that might be inserted into these holes?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I want to scan the trees. Is anything looking at us?
Give me a perception check.
And I'm gonna just try and listen for anything weird, like maybe if it's a nest and it's getting into the evening, maybe whatever made this is coming back.
Okay. Sure. Give me another perception check there.
Nope, I have disadvantage.
Oh, do it
You're
again.
exhausted.
14.
Damn it.
Okay. Not bad. Remember your level
That
2.
20 would have been nice, though.
All right. So, Ziri, as far as you can tell, no. There doesn't seem to be anything around the clearing that could, like, warrant the circles in the ground. Zembrix, as far as you can tell, nothing's watching you. In fact, if anything, it almost seems like this clearing is actually clear of animals. So you don't even feel like the normal sense of there being creatures around.
That's odd.
Ash, you don't. Well, you can hear the sounds of the forest. You can hear the wind in the trees and that kind of noise. But as you're listening, sometimes you think maybe you hear like a sibilant sound, and then you're thinking, well, maybe it's just the sound that the trees make, like branches make when the wind passes over them. You're not quite sure if what you're hearing is just the wind or something maybe coming from the holes.
Okay, just gonna say, you used a word I didn't understand. Sibilant?
Like
Hissing.
like a hissing sound.
Suddenly I'm not thinking worms, I'm thinking snakes.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah, there's like no creatures. Yeah, I don't want to become this thing's dinner. I think we should.
let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
I think Copper got really lucky that their arm isn't made out of meat. Just saying. Let's get out of here.
I'm
Let's
just
go.
gonna ting ting ting.
Well, if
Yeah, Matt? Did we lose Matt?
Possibly the cam's frozen.
Oh no.
Oh no.
At first I thought he had cut himself off, but then I was like, wait a minute. Nope.
Nope, the cam's not moving.
Dang. You might want to ping him in Discord too.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
am I back?
Oh,
Hey, there
You're
we
back
are.
there, but not.
Yay!
But we lost you in whereby.
Okay. Want me to leave it? Yeah. Try to come back in.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's being a bit too much for your bandwidth, you can always try just turning off your cam.
Okay. Yeah, it's like my audio has been kind of freezing for the last few minutes.
Oh, that sucks.
Load.
Whereby could you not?
There we go.
Okay.
Hopefully. So yeah, I was saying, I could.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, there we go.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, might want to just
Maybe turn off your
turn
cam.
off the cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
That's
helps.
unfortunate. Or not.
Oh boy. Is it is your Discord connection, like your ping, is your ping high on Discord?
I'll check that next. Just
If you click on like the where it says voice connected, it shows you the RTC connection.
that's what I'm gonna check next. Discord looks fine. Well,
Your audio seems better now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might have just been the combination of video and audio.
Mhm.
okay. Plus, I just hooked my Ethernet cable to my laptop, so hopefully that's fixing. So anyway,
Mm.
Yep.
Ah.
That
yeah.
helps.
Yep.
So anyway, I would like to wild shape into a constrictor snake and go sniffing around in one of these holes for a bit. Like, give me like 10 minutes, and I won't keep us here too long.
I'm gonna like back up into like the cover of the trees to wait.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of raise my fist and be like, "Do you flashies all do that?"
No, just druids.
The druid thing.
Huh.
It's a druid thing.
I know the first time you see it, it's kind of odd because, all of a sudden there's your friend and then like their skin rips apart and then all of a sudden they're a new creature.
Yeah, I didn't realize
And then
that
like
you were
where's their
built that way.
stuff? And, like they could take their stuff with them. It's like, yeah.
It's weird. You get used to it. Kinda.
If you say so, and I'm gonna kind of lean down and maybe poke at the constrictor very, very carefully.
I'm at the tree line. I'm away from this clearing. I don't trust this. I don't trust this at all.
I'm gonna
Same.
back up a little bit, but I'm gonna keep my fists raised just in case. That's really the only thing I've got.
All right, I am just doing some quick googling because I'm kind of curious as to how thick a constrictor snake is, because I know they're a large sized creature,
Mhm.
but obviously that's the space you occupy is like your full
Body.
body and attack space.
Yeah.
You didn't expect this to happen, did you?
No, but I love it.
Mhm.
God, I like how
That's a
most
bad
of these
sign.
things is just the length and not the width. But I'm gonna guess you are a lot smaller. Like you guys see, this constrictor snake is big and pretty thick in terms of and
Girth.
still is not. I'd say for the most part is still smaller than the 1 foot holes that you see on the ground.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm not doing an anaconda. I want to be something that can actually fit into this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, a constrictor snake is a large beast, but because of the fact that you are a snake, you can fit in a small area. So yeah, I'd say you can fit through the holes, and you're going to descend into one of them.
yep, I'm just going to slither into the one that looks the most promising and just kind of snake tongue out, flickering around, trying to sense what's down here.
Okay, give me a perception check for the constrictor snake.
Okay, since
Um,
I'm wild
did
shaped,
it-
I get to use my own stats for that. I also have. Oh yeah!
Okay then.
Double nat.
I find a way to the other side of the world.
You find a way to civilization through a snake hole.
For those listening, that was a double nat 20.
All right, let me just roll something.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You start going into the hole, and the more you go into the hole, the more you realize that this thing does feel like something that was made for something like a serpent or snake to go through. It's actually comfortable in this form to go through the tunnel, and you start using your snake tongue to like touch the borders, and you absolutely sense that whatever has made this tunnel, whatever lives here, is some kind of serpent, just like you are right now.
Okay.
And not too far into the hole, you sense that something is coming up. and eventually you come face to face with another serpentine figure that just stares at you.
Okay. Am I able to tell, just from looking at it, like what kind of snake it is? Like if it's a squeezy snake or a bitey snake?
Let me grab their. What the heck?
No, I do not speak parcel tongue.
The heck? Did I not program these guys? Oh,
Oh.
I see. I see what's
You didn't
going on.
expect someone to go into the tunnel.
Given this, I guess, greeting it gives you as it like opens its mouth, kind of in a "this is my home, what the fuck are you doing here" kind of motion. It's got fangs.
Okay.
Bite
All right.
snake.
I will just try to back out, like back off non-threateningly.
Okay. It follows you, but for the moment it seems more interested in like, if you're getting out of here, I will not attack,
Mhm.
but is making sure you get out of its hole.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I just gonna back out the way I came.
All right. The rest of you see him back out of the hole, and as he finishes and surfaces entirely, an emerald, almost tealish, scaled snake head comes out of the hole after him and looks around, hissing at Ziri. And then you see another one, and another one,
Oh.
and another one pop out of other.
Welp.
This is why I went to the cover of the trees.
So,
Yeah.
They seem to be watching this constrictor snake that has intruded on its territory. Okay, there's 3.
another one and another one.
Another one, another one. That's it.
So,
3 snakes looking at you.
We'll just continue. I will continue to back away.
All right. They do not follow because they only see you, and you are backing away.
Okay.
oh,
They never leave their holes. You do not know how long they are. And they just continue watching.
Okay. All right. Do I see anybody else around?
Well, you knew where they had gone to hide. I also posted a picture of what they look like in the Discord.
Oh, okay. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I will just make my way back to where everybody else is waiting.
The rest of you that are watching this, you can give me a nature check if you want to.
8.
Oh, I actually got a 17.
Nice. And that goes for you too, Matt, if you want to see what Ziri knows.
I keep rolling really well on my first roll, but I have disadvantage.
Well, there's 2 nat 20s there.
Does
All
Ziri
right.
have advantage?
Mhm.
Don't know. But 21 is still good.
Yep.
Okay, so all of you watch these. They look like, in terms of their shape and their actions, they kind of remind you of like giant poisonous snakes. But they're not. You are 100% certain that these are not giant poisonous snakes. They are some kind of snake that you have never heard of and never seen before.
Ooh.
Once I'm back with the group, I will just revert, and just say, well, yep, there's snakes in those holes. We should stay away from them.
I think we all could have told you that, before you went and did that?
Well, but now we know we have met a native species. We know what to look for now. You know, those things are in holes like that, so when we go, we know not to do that.
Okay, fine, fair. But we just get back to the camp.
Yeah, I know you're tired.
I am very tired.
So how much did we wind up foraging, Karu?
For foraging, you get. I don't think. Okay. You don't find too much. You only find about, I'd say, between the 5 of you, something like 3 pounds of worth of food.
So now we have 11 total with us.
Yeah. Mostly given to the fact that the area seemed pretty low on like small game, possibly because of the presence of
Snakes.
those snakes there. Your foraging is a bit on the lean side. But you found some and you had the food from the day before. And you make it back to camp. Oh, okay. As well, actually you guys went directly to the camp.
Yeah.
Or were you trying to like stay out as long as possible but heading closer to the camp?
I mean, forage as long as possible, I kind of figured.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you're staying like till the evening, and once the sun begins to go down, head back to camp.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Towards the evening, the rain has finally stopped. But if anything, that seems to have thickened the fog.
Great.
And when you're about an hour out from the camp, you know where the camp is. You run into a group of giant lizards that seem to have sensed the fact that you have a shit ton of food on you, and they want it and attack.
Oh, look, more food, guys.
I'm ready.
Let's do this shit.
Mm-hmm,
All right.
mm-hmm. Whoa, lots of food.
Boots.
That's a lot of meat.
Uh-huh.
And hide, probably.
Oh, God.
Wait, we could make more backpacks.
All right, well, roll
Good.
initiative.
We could totally do something with their
Click
bones,
on your
too.
token.
Yeah, click on your token first.
Of course, I'm absolutely ready to fucking fight.
Oh, Siri.
I am not. Told you he's
You're
got a
distract-
bad bod.
You're distracted by, oh, what kind of lizards are these?
Yeah, Karu, what kind of lizards are these?
These are just
Giant.
your average giant lizard.
Okay, cool. Totally normal in this world.
I totally should have tried to get a club. Oh, what's up with
Fuck.
that?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
It's
That's weird.
it's fine. Oh god, the timer's up. All right,
Oh no,
Copper,
Karu.
you have
All right.
100 seconds remaining to
2,
do something.
3, 4. Well, moving up to this one. Just gonna punch him. So, punch, 15, and 10.
The 15 hits.
Okay, for 5 bludgeoning damage, you get a soul fragment.
Okay.
So I guess as I punch, you see the hand kind of pull something glowing back. God, please no timer, go away.
Yeah, I disabled it. All right, Zen.
Okay. 5, 7, 8, 20.
Just ignore the timer.
Okay, dagger.
Yeah.
24 hit.
hits.
Do I get my sneak?
You do, because you have copper right there.
Part of why I got right there.
So that's 9 total.
Are you sure you turned off the timer?
It's your timer that kind of kept running after I
Mm.
disabled it, so don't worry about it. All right, so it is pretty grievously wounded, but it is still up. If just a reminder, you guys can click on done, and that will switch the initiative to the next person.
Oh.
Excellent. All right. Hopefully that timed out the timer. Ah, no, where's my sheet? These guys are really simple. And this one's going to go up to 10 and try and bite you and die.
Bit its tongue?
Yeah, it's time.
Mm.
Apparently.
So it blepped instead.
Oh, what? Did I double click? I double clicked. The one to the south that has been attacked twice is going after Copper. Since
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
attacked
say
it
I
first.
have the
And
food,
you have the food.
probably.
That's an 8.
That's cute. No.
Right, great. Ash.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Hex on this guy.
Okay.
So... Hang on. So ignore... sorry. I just needed that for the concentration. Why didn't it...
I don't think I have the concentration macro on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just put up that I'm a marker for it then. So, my actual hex die I rolled a 6, ignore the 2. But with the hex, I'll be doing extra damage to it when I hit. So as long as Eldritch Blast hit, 6 extra damage to it.
Nice.
11 to hit.
11 misses.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well, it's still hexed. And that's all I can do.
All right. This one's going to kind of try and come up behind Copper and...
Wow.
Wow. Try to nip at the backpack and completely fail.
Probably almost get a fist into the snoot. No.
Why? Why? Well, while I fix that, it is Siri's turn.
All right. Let's see. Everyone's too bunched up to use Ice Knife. All right. I will use an action to use my activate my starry form, the Archer mode, and then as a bonus action, I'm basically going to shoot a little luminous arrow at the
Okay.
at the nearest lizard there. 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh.
Okay, for 6 radiant.
Excellent.
And I'm going to back up a little ways.
That's fair.
And I'm done.
We'll use the yellow dot to remind you that. Also,
Tan, did you get to go?
I was kind of looking at that. I rolled initiative, but
Oh, maybe it
it's
didn't.
like blue, and I'm not really sure why it's blue.
that means you're min-maxed something.
Karu, looks like
It,
they didn't have their
okay.
token selected or something, or got deleted.
Okay.
They should have gone
Yeah.
before other one.
I will add you to the turn order.
The blue
you have
just
to...
shows your thing. It basically is to stick out compared to everyone else's. So that's why it was blue.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the future, you have to click on your token on the map before rolling initiative, and that'll add it to the turn order, or else it doesn't toss the.
Gotcha. Sorry.
It's fine. It's easy
Learn
to
curve
forget.
to roll 20.
Yep, that's what we talked about earlier. So why don't you take your
Mhm.
turn now, because you should have gone already.
Sure. I'll just attack the one right in front of me.
Sounds good.
Just to make sure I just click on hand axe and it'll roll.
Correct. 15 hits, and then you can click on the hand axe on the below the 15. No, on the in
on
the chat
the
itself.
oh. Or
Perfect.
slashing.
Excellent. All right, so this one's running out of space to go for the one with the food. So it's gonna try and crowd the tiny elf
That's just true.
and go after Zen. Oh, see, I can hit Zen just fine.
Ow.
For 6 piercing, it takes a bite out of you. Apparently, it likes elfling.
They didn't really know what to do with the metal.
With copper. They're a bit confused about you.
Yeah. It smells like meat. Doesn't feel like meat. All right. Well, after I pulled that thing out of the other one, I was just kind of shaking my fist a bit because it still weirdly feels sticky, I guess, or glowy. I'm just gonna raise it, and then I'm going to shoot off in a straight line. Yep. A vengeful spirit. So they have to make a DC 13 Wisdom save. The one meets, the other doesn't. So
Right.
the one in front of me takes a 6 force damage. And
Okay.
it does not say half, so the other one doesn't take any.
All right. So you see a like blast of, what is it, light?
No, it's just force energy, so it's just
Force energy.
kind of a wave.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an invisible shockwave that goes out and kind of stuns the creature
And then you
nearest
just
to you
kind of
for a
see
second.
me looking at my hand, and I'm just like, that's new. And then I shake it again to see if it'll do it again. Nothing happens.
Zen.
I'm going to stab the one stabbed before.
Okay.
Hopefully. 22.
22 hits.
Do I still get sneak?
You do, yes.
Yep, I'm still there.
Excellent.
11 total.
You hit that one and take it down with your dagger.
And done.
All right. Well, this one doesn't like what's going on here. I'm just going to continue attacking 10. That's a 16.
That hits.
All right. And you take 6 piercing damage as it takes a bite. Yeah, they seem to like the tiny folk.
Apparently.
10.
I'm gonna swing at it again.
Yeah, you are.
Alright. Cool. Oh.
Not much force behind the swing.
Unfortunately. But just took a chunk out of me.
Yeah. All right, Ash.
Yeah. I'm gonna try taking a step back because these things are too close to me for my comfort. I know
Alright.
it'll take a bite at me.
It tries, but it's a bit concentrated with trying to get to the food
Yep,
that
no.
Copper has.
I'm gonna take a shot at the one I have hexed and try again.
All right.
13 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet! 13 damage.
Ooh.
You blast that one through the head.
That's
And
how
it
it's
goes
supposed to be done. All right, fantastic. And then I just turned to face the next one. And it died, so as my bonus action, I'm going to switch my hex over to this one.
All right. So you see the shadows kind of like go from the dead one across the ground and then momentarily engulf the next lizard.
Yep. And now it has disadvantage on strength saves instead. And
All right. Well, this one doesn't really like what's happening.
Right.
It has decided that this is not a great time to have a meal. And it is going to try fleeing.
Okay. Punch.
Did it
Does 20
disengage or did it just...
It did not disengage.
Do I get a
So
shot at it?
Yep. 22 hits
Cool.
and 18 hits.
By the way, you still get sneak since it's...
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it doesn't get very far as both of you just turn on it
Nope.
and unleash your attacks,
we're going to have so much food, guys.
and it
My
collapses
God.
to the ground.
Well, I guess you're gonna have me hauling all of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to realize, are we gonna be able to carry all this stuff back?
We will
and
do our
then-
damn best.
Yes.
All right. Pardon me. All right. The bonus action, I will do the luminous arrow again at the one that's left.
Okay.
Oh shit. Wow.
That is a lot of damage. 10 damage. All right.
And if it's still up, then I will try to finish it off by casting Freeze Flame.
Okay. It is still up.
Okay.
And 15 hits.
So 3 fire.
Bit of roast. It is still up, but it is looking kind of desperate about trying to get the fuck out of here. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Alrighty. And yeah, it saw what happened to the last one, so this one's going to disengage
How
and try running.
how far can it run?
Not very, but well, it didn't get quite 20 trees, so it is only 30 feet away.
Dang.
Cute.
I'm not gonna be able to get quite close enough to it.
Copper.
Are there any big enough rocks that I could use as an improvised weapon and throw at it?
Yeah. I mean, this is a jungle. I think we said they're pretty small though. They're not going to do much damage.
I mean, it's an improvised weapon anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be like magic pebble or magic stone, whatever it is. I just want to, because I'm not going to be able to reach it. So I'll get as close as I can get to it, which is 5, 10, 15, 20. I can get here,
Mhm.
and then I'm just going to throw a rock at it.
What's your strength modifier?
+4.
Jeez.
I've got an 18 strength. What do you expect?
Well, give me a dexterity check first.
Dexterity.
Well, you're throwing a stone.
But wouldn't it be? Because hand axes be strength.
Yeah, hand axes are made to be thrown with strength. Rocks, not so much.
I mean, I've got a +2 to dexterity, so it's not terrible.
So what are you complaining about? Just throw it.
Just-
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm not used to.
You're not used to throwing rocks. It just sails over the lizard's head. You tried.
You missed.
if I could have gotten close enough to punch it, I would have.
Might have still missed.
Probably.
I'm gonna be like, you want this one finished off?
It's gonna die in the wild anyway with the injuries it has. Might as well end its suffering.
Okay, so 5, 10.
Perhaps bring back more food.
All right, let's see if I can stab it.
Car, the API froze.
I see that.
And I know I don't get sneak,
Right.
but I did 5.
5 damage. It is grievously wounded, and my. Okay, there we go. That one's dead. Tan. You're muted. I think. Yes.
Sorry. Can I move through the space of the dead one to get to it?
It would be difficult terrain.
Okay, I can't get to it. Can I throw my hand axe?
Yes, you can.
Might have to get closer though.
Is that just strength check, or is that an attack with hand axe?
Yeah, it's just an attack with a hand axe. Your hand axe range is 20-60, so you'd have to get within 20 feet of it, or else you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move.
Stop that.
There.
All right.
Right.
Yep, that works.
And throw my hand axe. For 18.
18 hits.
And 5 slashing damage.
Excellent. You throw your hand axe and it lands right between the eyes.
Nice.
And it drops to the ground. And
Nice.
now you have 4 dead giant lizards.
Food time.
Yep.
Hide.
Well, both. Food and
Yeah.
hide.
Do you want to try and find like some wood or something to make little things to carry them on? Like to drag more on?
That's a good idea.
How far are we from camp?
About an hour out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get some.
I mean, if we spend the rest of the day going back and forth with them.
It's already late in the day.
Yeah.
It was mid-afternoon, early evening.
You have maybe 2 hours before sunset.
Yeah. So let's.
Dragging these, how long would it take for an hour out?
Probably 2 hours to drag.
Probably, yeah.
Because you're moving half speed with carrying something.
Mm-hmm.
Now I might be able. I technically count as a large creature when it comes to situations like this, like carrying capacity stuff. So I might be able to haul one myself.
Okay. And what's Copper's strength?
Well, my strength is in 18. I am trained in athletics as well.
Okay. So I think Zembrix would be able to drag one of them, and Copper might be able to drag one. The others would probably have to team up 2 or 3 to a body to drag it.
I mean, we'd only be we'd be leaving the one that we could have let get away.
Again, it was gonna die on its own. It was very injured.
Or, it might have come close to camp. And we would have had to put it down anyway.
Let's just drag back as much as we can.
Yep.
Okay, so you're dragging 3 of the bodies back.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everyone give me an athletics check.
I've been waiting for this.
I am gonna suck at this. Just a warning.
4.
I got a 3.
I'm finally actually rolling kind of okay today.
I got it too.
Oh, God. Oh no.
All right. Well, you make it back to camp. It is already dark by the time you make it back, and both Zembrix and Ash have exhausted themselves, so you both gain a point of exhaustion.
Another one. oh, fuck this. The moment I get back to camp, I'm going to bed. Like, I say nothing. I walk to where we've been sleeping and just,
Yeah,
I'm down. I am down. I am tired. I am asleep. No one bother me.
There we go. I'm just checking something on Tan's sheet, and I will check it on because the sheets let you track exhaustion, so that it automatically takes it into. I think it does it automatically take it
Nope.
into account?
It
All
just
right, well, at
tells
least
you
it
what
tells
it
you
does.
what it does, so you can keep track of that. So it's below the hit dice, right above where your weapon attacks are. It says exhaustion level, and you can track it there. And it'll tell you exactly what effects your exhaustion level has.
I see. But we're going to bed.
But yeah, you're going to bed. So the first exhaustion level is going to go away for most of you. The pout. Such a terrible pout. All right, so you make it back to camp, and you have 3 lizards, and the next day, I guess, to worry about butchering and figuring out how to keep all that meat from spoiling, because that is definitely more than you guys, the
Can
whole
eat for a while.
party, can eat
Yep.
before
That's
it spoils.
I would like to try and convince somebody who's not going to be butchering to take one of the larger bones and make it into kind of a club. Or maybe 2 of them.
I can try doing that. Most of the day, I'm going to be just sitting and resting because I'm still exhausted.
Well,
but I could attempt that while sitting.
Part of me also wants to like force the gnome to do it, just to keep him out of trouble. Like, I'll probably be sitting and watching the gnome as he works, because I don't know how to butcher. Well, I might know how to butcher. I've done it.
We could try smoking some of these. The forest seems to have a lot of leaves and shit, so we could try that.
It's true.
You could easily make a smoker with very little supplies. You just need a whole leaves and wood.
Okay.
Don't we have isn't like an oven or something, or a furnace is on our project list. That needs 4 stone.
Yeah, you guys haven't found any stone because you haven't.
Yeah, we haven't found any stone.
Haven't really looked for any. Yeah.
Well, it's not that we haven't looked for any. We just haven't found any areas that had an abundance of stone.
Yeah.
Because we were exploring. That was pretty much.
Your guess is if you want stone, you have to go to the mountain.
Mountains.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or at least closer to them.
And you haven't quite made it to the mountains yet. You're relatively close.
But I mean, a furnace is more for warmth than for cooking, wouldn't it? Because it's not an oven, it's a furnace.
I mean, you could probably still smoke things on it, if done right. Or set up like a fire pit.
Mm-hmm. I would say if we can get some hide, we might want to also get a couple more bags.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely want to try to skin these things.
Yeah, because if we're going to be traveling, we want backpacks with us.
Also bedrolls.
That is true. We're going to need bedrolls too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how good lizards are for bedroll in terms of hide, because it's very scaly.
I mean, that's fair.
But I think you guys had some hide from before.
Yeah, we have 2.
I thought we used that to make the last backpack.
Well, we made one backpack.
Okay. Well, let's get things going, I guess, and then are we going today? Or are we going...
Maybe tomorrow, since we got so many supplies. We need to make sure they're, maintainable for the group
and
left
since somebody
behind.
needs a longer recharge.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so while we were out, trekking around in the wilderness, what did the crew accomplish while we were out?
They only managed to basically not consume. So they maintain the supplies of water and food that you had at camp, basically replenishing that, and taking it easy, but not just foraging nearby.
Okay.
At least that's what you guys told them to do, so that's what they did.
All right.
So what projects do you guys want to do?
Big project is butchering the meat and trying to preserve what we can. And then also, I'd like at least one person to make me some clubs. I'm going to be sitting next to the gnome while he does it.
Maybe have someone try to make at least one more backpack.
Well, Irun is the one who is the cook, so she probably knows how to butcher things. She can likely lead that.
Probably knows the best way to try and preserve them with our limited supplies, too.
We can always try salting them. I don't even know if we have salt, though. Worst case scenario, eventually we could send somebody to get some of the salt water and see if we can get the salt out of that. Boil it.
That could be a project that you could have them do, yeah. Getting salt water. Okay, so you want to have Ifune leading the butchering and preserving. We'll call that gathering resources, even though it's basically in your tile because you've already found the food. Who are you having help her? Or who wants to help her?
I can help with that.
Okay. And you wanted Orner to build you
clubs or some other kind of weapon that I could use. I figure club would be the best one that we could do out of those bones.
All right. What about the rest of you?
I can try making a backpack out of some of the hide we got from these lizards.
Okay. You do have an exhaustion point on you, so that will affect anything you do.
I am well aware. There's literally nothing I can do that I don't have that risk.
Can help make the backpack.
Okay. Awesome. I will help you then. I will be your assistant.
Alright, what about Zenbrix? And you also have the 2 Dinzers and Tahaku.
We could send the 2 Dinzers to go and get salt water, so we could bring it back, boil it, and get the salt from it.
Okay.
That could also probably have us maybe see about getting some more water, too, from the stuff that we boil.
Tahaku does suggest, if you want, that he take the day to, while you guys are doing all that, to try and repair the other automaton, to see if he can get in contact with the Dinzer military.
That's a good idea.
If Copper could frown, they would be frowning.
Zenbrix, what about you?
Is there anything you would like? Anything else need to be found?
I mean, I don't think that we should go too far from camp today, particularly since we're going to all be leaving tomorrow, and we saw how easy it was for us to get lost.
I have one suggestion. We have meat. Do you want to make rope?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because we have a healer's kit, right?
Did we? I know we wanted to make one. I don't remember if we ever actually made it. I was going to suggest the healer's kit.
I don't see it in the party resources, but I don't know if someone wrote it down or not.
Yeah, I've been tracking that. I don't recall we made one.
Yeah, you might have talked about making it and then didn't get around to it.
And then, I don't know, 2 of our party members might not have come back.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
You want me to make? Can I make a healer's kit and rope in one day, or?
Most the building projects take a day, so
Okay.
it's one day. You'd have to choose if you want to do rope or healer's kit.
I mean, the rope. I mean, I have other ways of healing, so I'd say probably the rope's probably the better thing to focus on.
Because if we're let's do the rope. I'll make rope.
Excellent. Lots of projects today.
And we're all in camp for once.
Yep.
No, we sent some people out to gather salt water.
All the people who matter are in camp for once.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, how productive have those 2 dinners been?
Not very.
Since we got here.
So we've healed and gotten the point of exhaustion removed, right?
Yes. If you had 1 point of exhaustion, the night was enough to get rid of it.
Okay.
I'm just double checking the checks that have to happen now. Starting with the group that left the camp.
Please actually be useful this time. Well, that was
Why did these guys survive?
Nope.
because they had us.
You know, it's really funny because every time I've rolled for Kazar, I have rolled shit. And according to the module, he's the one that is like, I don't need you all. I will make my own camp. I can survive without anyone's help. And I'm like, no.
No, you can't.
He would have died after day 1.
He would be dead. Okay, so your group that went to get salt water, the easiest task of all, got lost on the way home.
Oh no.
So we'll deal with that. But they did manage to get the salt water. That was easy enough. It just, it's a long trek to the ocean, and it's a big forest.
It's 2 hexes.
It's a straight line.
How?
Well, yes, it's a straight line, and it's kind of hard to miss the beach because there's a lot of beach. But once you turn around and it's like, yeah, it's a straight line that way, right? No, maybe it's that way. No, I'm pretty sure we have to follow that mountain peak, not that one.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna scold them very heavily when they get back and be like, this is why you mark your trail.
If they get back.
They'll
If they
get
don't get
back.
back, then there's 2 less mouths to feed.
They have they started following the things that you marked, and there's just so many trees marked that they got lost.
No, I didn't mark any that way. All of mine were northeast-ish.
I think you've gone west as well.
Ash and I went mostly north.
No, but you did a
northeast and
loop to the
northwest. Yeah, I
west.
know. We didn't
Yeah.
go south towards the beach, though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so building. Shall we go in order? So Copper and Orner are making a club.
2. I'll make one. He makes one, I guess.
Okay. So one person has to plan the activity and make a history check with intelligence. And then you make 2 either using strength, athletics, or an intelligence check to complete the activity.
Okay, so I'm guessing that the one who has piss for strength is going to be the one to make the history check, even though I'm pretty sure that I have better intelligence than he does.
I don't know. He's pretty intelligent. However, he rolled an 11.
I mean, that's not terrible. And for a level 2?
Oh, this is the one where I didn't have the DCs. All right. Right. So you want to roll the athletics checks?
Yep. 10. Well, I made maybe one club of varying impressiveness. Probably because I'm like, why do I have to follow this one's plan?
Okay. So okay, well, Orner has never made a club before, and he's just like, no, he tries to complicate things. And that doesn't really help with the fact that you don't really trust this guy, and you guys kind of bicker around this whole club, and the bones are still kind of smelly, and as you're bickering and trying to figure out how best to use these bones to make a club, you attract some monsters and 3 giant bats attack you.
During the day?
Now, this is probably going on towards the evening.
Okay, I mean, I don't mind. Should I roll initiative then? Or should we all?
The rest of you are spread out in the camp. So it might take a bit to realize what is happening in the corner where Copper and Orner are. But you can definitely join in once you realize what is happening.
Oh, I'm still probably bickering and debating whether or not I should actually hit him.
With all the bickering they're doing, I probably just assume that the new commotion are just them having more of an argument at first.
Hey, Karu, can any of them actually be used as a club?
It's an improvised weapon, not a club at this point, because it is not complete. You haven't consumed the items, but you have not
Okay.
been successful in completing the club.
Mm-hmm.
So did you did roll initiative?
I did. Of course they go first.
Of course
I
they
rolled-
go first.
Because I rolled piss.
And I have to deal with a bunch of sheets. All right, this thing is going to go after the first person it sees. Holy shit, that was a high roll.
Oh, well, rip him.
He's fine.
Well, you're not gonna be.
He's fine. See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll hit me.
Take 5 piercing damage.
Alrighty. So I'm not gonna try and wreck the clubs before I've actually used my fist when it gets to me.
All right, he goes for the first one that attacked him with a dagger and does a tiny bit of damage. And it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with the one over here.
Okay.
Punch it. An 11 for the first hit.
That fails.
How about a 15?
That hits.
The first one was a feint. So for 5 bludgeoning.
Okay. All right. The others in the camp can give me a perception check to see if you figure out what's going on in that corner of the camp.
18.
12.
24.
All right. That was initiative, not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Jumping the
It's
gun.
okay. All right.
13.
Yeah, Ziri's like they're just bickering. They are so loud. And like you can still hear they are actually bickering even though they're getting attacked. Um
Yeah.
Horner's probably like, protect me, and Copper's like, why?
I'm probably like thinking to myself, I could probably use you as an improvised weapon against these things.
The rest of you do realize that not only are they like you hear the sound of distress from the little gnome and kind of look that way and see these huge bats just like flapping on top of Copper and Order.
So initiative?
Yeah, you can roll initiative. Just click on your token first.
I'm not that worried. If I get there just late enough, maybe the gnome will die.
Not until he makes my clubs, thank you.
All right, let me make sure everyone's
That's a
on
stick.
initiative. I think so.
Let's see. I'm not in it for this round, am I?
You'll be in this round basically.
Oh, so I do need to roll.
You did roll.
Oh,
You rolled
you
a
did roll.
12.
All right.
You just jumped the gun with it.
Yep. All right. So back to the bats. All three of them go at the same time. Two of them are going to go for Orner again because he is noisy, and apparently that puts them off because that's how they locate their food and miss.
Wow.
The third one hits
Mm-hmm.
Copper for another 5 piercing damage.
Yeah, that's annoying.
10 bricks.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's all I can get to right now.
All right. Siri.
Okay. Are the bats flying high enough that I could cast like Ice Knife and not have to worry about the splash damage hitting Copper or Orner?
They are attacking from the air. I guess you could. It's a 5-foot radius, isn't it?
Yeah. I target one, so I would probably like target the one on
You
the
could-
right, and then it
Yeah, you
hits
could
something in a
target
5-foot
off
radius.
since these are large creatures. You could target like a square away and still hit them.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess then so it's an attack roll against a creature initially, and then it explodes and does splash damage. So I guess I'll
Mhm.
just can I just aim at the area behind them and to deliberately miss, then only do the splash damage?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I will do that. So basically they have to make dexterity saves or take 7 cold damage and ignore the 7 piercing.
Okay, so we'll go for the two to the south, right?
Yeah,
Dexterity.
those two there.
All right. One avoids it.
Yeah, and the other takes 7, and then I will get up and start moving towards the commotion.
Excellent.
30.
All right. And reminder, you can press done to pass your turn on.
Okay.
All right. The scientist continues trying his best to hit these things. Does another 7 piercing damage to the one in the north. And I just realized he has 2 dagger attacks. But he misses the second one, so it doesn't matter. Copper.
Punch and punch.
Both hit.
Cool. So that is 5 and 5.
Excellent.
I get 2 more soul fragments.
All right. 10.
I'm going to move up to like there, and throw my hand axe at it.
Okay. And miss.
Yeah.
Bats are hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried catching a Zubat in Pokemon Go?
Yeah. Have not played that game in at least 2 years, but I remember that those were trouble.
The worst.
Annoying.
Okay. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna... yeah, let's thin the herd. I'm gonna hex this one. The one to the bottom left.
Okay.
And then I'm going... Let me just... Hex. I'll click it after for the concentration. And then Eldritch Blast. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
11 damage.
Nice.
And it goes down.
Sweet. And let me just cast Hex so things are actually used properly. There we go. And you know what? This time, disadvantage on Dex. On anything I Hex.
Okay.
And done.
Excellent. Bat's turn. Only 2 left, and they are going after the tiny scientist. Only the north one hits for 8 piercing damage. 10 bricks.
Will I be able to stab the bat?
Yes.
Okay.
It is low enough to attack the tiny gnome, so
Nope. I missed.
I mean, yeah, you attempt to.
I am. Yeah. It's sorry. I missed my bow.
All right. Anything else?
Oh.
Excellent.
Okay. How hurt are Copper and Orner looking at this point?
I
'Cause they've
have
been getting
8
swarmed for a bit now.
18. Yeah. I'm probably worse off than a little gnome dude because I got actually hit more.
Yeah, Orner seems to be able to take hits pretty well.
I mean,
Okay.
I can too, but
All right. I'll do a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Copper
yeah,
for 9.
Nice.
almost a full. Thank you.
And then I will do a Produce Flame at that one.
Okay. 20 hits.
For
2.
2.
Excellent.
And I'll move down a little closer by Ashante. And that's it for me.
All right. He continues to. Man, if he had advantage. His first attack hits, his second attack misses, and he almost takes out the one to the north, but it is still harassing him. Copper.
All right. I'm gonna punch the one to the north first to finish it off. 24
Yeah.
for 5, and then I'm gonna
you
punch.
finish it off.
I'm gonna punch the one to the south. I do technically have advantage, right?
You do have advantage, yes.
Okay. Not like it matters because I know that my damage will. 22
Hits.
for 5.
All right.
So. And then I'm done.
Excellent. 10.
I don't have my weapon anymore, so I think I'm just gonna move and pick it up.
All right. So you take your turn and
And-
get close and grab your axe from the dead one.
Hmm?
Ashanti.
I'm going to move my Hex over to the last remaining one and fire Eldritch Blast at it.
All right.
16 to hit.
Hits.
12 damage.
And thanks to your hex, you take it down.
Woo!
Order kind of sighs and goes, well, at least we got more food.
And hide.
This is stretchy. It might be. It might work better for
Bed
bags.
rolls.
Well, Karu, do those bats have fur?
Yes, they are furry bats.
And yes, bedrolls.
Warm bed rolls. I think we might have to just keep the camp for at least another day.
Yep. Yes, because we actually have to try and make these clubs the right way this time.
Hmm.
But hey, more food, more hide. Fuck yeah.
Was I
And-
successful in making rope?
We're about to find out. All right, so that was the club activity, and the club was not made because of, bats. You made some
hey.
bats, but you didn't get some clubs. Um,
We also kind of have found a more efficient way of hunting, if you think about it.
Just make a lot of noise in camp.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zen breaks. It is going to take. You're on your own, so you have to make a history check, and then 2 ability checks. You can either use athletics or an intelligence check using any tools you might have. I don't know if you guys have any tools, so it's probably just going to be athletics.
Only cooking tools.
I mean,
I can't use acrobatics.
Nope, this isn't about
what about dexterity to see how
jumping
well
around.
they weave?
I would allow dexterity athletics if you want. So if you're not trained in athletics, it would just be a straight dexterity check. Nice. I need 2 of those.
Double nat 20.
Oh.
I was gonna
But
say if you
If
roll.
it was a
If
three,
it was a
20, I'd
triple,
feel like
I
100.
I was gonna ask if it was like 10 extra feet of rope.
All right. Well, you actually manage your project, and at the end of the day, you have 50 feet of rope.
Yes.
All right. Who else was building things? Ash, you were building something on your own?
No, Tan was helping me. More like I
Oh.
was helping Tan.
You were helping Tan, right?
Backpack.
Okay. And you two were working on the backpack. So who's doing the planning? You guys can split it. So there's 3 checks. One is for planning, and then the other 2 are for completing the project.
You said you'd allow us to do Dex.
Yes.
Dex is pretty good.
I can help with the planning aspect.
Okay. So give me an intelligence history check.
This isn't gonna be good, guys. Ash is good at one thing. This isn't it.
You were saying.
I have disadvantage. Let me roll one more time. 5. Ash is tired.
Yep. All right. So 10, you have to give me 2 either dexterity checks or strength athletics.
Do Dex. And second one is a 20.
Okay. So you're not quite successful in making. What were you making?
Backpack.
Backpacks. You're not quite successful in finishing the backpack, but you have made solid progress to it. So if you were to work on this project again the next day, all your checks have advantage to complete it. And Haku was working on his own.
Fail.
Yeah, he doesn't. He makes some progress towards fixing the automaton, but it's going to need some more work. All right, and I think that was all the building stuff. We have just the food gathering left.
We weren't gathering food. We had enough.
No, I mean
were
from
skinning
the
wizards.
Oh.
skinning and
Right.
I'm basically counting it as
Food
resources.
gathering. Okay.
Just you haven't left camp. So I'll give you advantage on all your checks because you're basically gathering resources from something you have in camp.
Okay.
It would require either a strength athletics or an int nature check.
We'll do nature.
All right, and you have advantage, so you can roll again.
18.
All right, 18. Okay, so, you had 3 bodies, so we'll say you get how much resources? 1 food resource counts as 1 pound of food. Okay, so you managed to recover. That's 4 pounds of food and 2 hide from the carcasses.
Right. How much would you say? 4 pounds?
4 pounds.
Okay. I'll use my last spell slot at some point today to just top off more water.
Okay. And yeah, you did have 11 pounds of food from Ash and Copper's hunting.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So at the end of the day, you have gotten quite a lot of done. There was some more successful than others, but
I'm glaring at the gnome as much as I can, just having a face slit.
I believe you two do have advantage to continue your project on the next day.
Good.
Okay.
But Kazar and Ivoxar do not return by the time night falls.
Oh, great. Also, I assume we've had a fire pit going pretty regularly every night. So I'm gonna grab some charcoal from the fire pit, just walk over to Copper and be like, "Do you want angry eyebrows?"
Why would I need?
I'm
Draw them on me
assuming
when
you're not happy with this one.
I
and
mean,
I
if I
pu-
really wanted to, I could just pluck his eyebrows out.
True. Or you could have your own eyebrows for a little while. It'll wash right off.
Give me a vision check.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, it'll be funny. 14.
I know that you're doing this just to
Oh,
be a troll.
actually, I hit the wrong button. Why did it... Oh, no, it... Oh,
no,
okay.
I did the right thing.
Okay, I clicked the button and I saw your insight. I was very confused.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I rolled insight to see if I knew that you were going to do this to be a troll or not. I know that you're doing... I know... Well, I know that you're doing this at least partially for your own amusement, but I kind of think it's funny too, so I allow it.
Sweet. I just draw an angry eyebrows onto Copper. That way he can properly glare at the gnome. And I just nod and it's like, okay, that works better. Have fun.
Does anybody have the light cantrip?
No, but I can do produce flame. Does effectively that?
No. I was gonna say, hey, cast light on a pebble and I can put it in my visor so it looks like I'm actually glaring.
Okay.
No worries.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think you want to put produce flame.
No.
No,
I'd rather
I
not melt my face
I
off.
want to melt him.
I could make you sparkle for a moment with prestidigitation.
Oh wait, you could make me glow, couldn't you? Isn't that one of the things you can do? Glow. I think you can make sparks or...
Kinda, sorta, like, I don't know, possibly.
I
mean,
can-
if it's just going for a bit of a glow in the visor area,
I would try that.
just make his eyes glow a bit.
There you go. Now you can be more intimidating.
And
Please
then I'm just
excuse
gonna,
me while I sleep.
I'm just gonna walk over to the gnome and just like tower over him for a minute.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Oh god, this is great because I have a -2 in intimidation because it's charisma.
Well, you have advantage because of all the setup.
8. The eyebrows are probably ridiculous.
Yeah, you go and like tower over the gnome, and he just looks up at you and goes,
Yeah, I'm gonna punch the ground right next to him.
"Hoy! I haven't done anything to you. Would you leave off? I've been
Finishing.
nothing if not helpful to the whole party."
Well,
no respect for my intelligence.
Intelligence.
humph. And then I'm just gonna go over and go into power conservation mode.
All right, and you all take a rest for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still like really cloudy and foggy every night?
Let me check.
I'm no longer exhausted, guys.
Yay!
Actually, this night is not cloudy.
Okay, so some point in the evenings, Ziri will pull out a star map to say, finally, we can try to figure out where we are, and he's basically going to just study the stars in the sky versus what he has, and just try to make some sense of where in the world we are, and also just kind of reconnect astrally a little bit.
Okay. Um, give me a survival check.
Okay. Can I use guidance on myself?
Sure.
17 total.
Okay. You take a look at the stars and look at your star map. You can tell from the position of the stars that you are east of Central Ameria, probably slightly south of the wound, and pretty east somewhere in the Ocean of Warna. I'll put you on the. So this is Central Ameria, and yes, south of the wound in the
Right.
Ocean of Warna. So, like, it could be the large island that shows up on many maps. It
Or
could be something around
one of
that
the
area,
smaller
but
ones.
yeah. But you know for sure that, for example, you're not on like the Isle of
Up that
Blades.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are
Okay.
further south.
How do we
Okay.
get that far?
He must have been going very fast.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Well, if nothing else, we know roughly where we are and what direction we would need to go if, in the event, we're able to find a way off of this island.
yep.
I'll I'll let Tahaku know about this at some point, like
Okay.
probably next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Say finally was able to figure out where. Finally got a clear night. Was able to get a fairly good idea of where we are.
Excellent. So if I can get this automaton connected back to the captain, then he can let the Dinzer military know where to look for us.
Hmm.
Okay. Have we told him at any point about our plan to go venturing?
Nope.
Is today the day we maybe should tell him, since we're all
And
finally recuperated?
yep. And we'll probably tell them that we'll go the next day. Finish up
Okay.
what projects we have.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll tell him. So, well, we might have something that we might have something that might help with that. Not sure. We in the time we've been, basically telling me in the time we've been trekking around in the jungles and the forest, we've essentially found signs that there might be other people, on this island further eastwards. And we were, excuse me, sorry, thinking about exploring, venturing eastwards to check it out and see what we can find. Probably take a couple days each way.
And the five of you are heading out for that.
That was the plan.
Okay. Well, considering we have two missing people,
They still didn't
now,
get back.
yeah, they still haven't arrived.
Well,
But if you were planning to go out, maybe you can still go that way and we can stay behind. And if they don't return by the end of today, we can send a party out.
that sounds like a good idea. I think we were going to use today to just basically make preparations and finish the crafting we were doing.
So, do you want to head out today or do you want to finish the crafting today and then head out the next day?
Craft day, head out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think finish the stuff we started.
Maybe make a couple bedrolls. Oh, can any of us make bedrolls? I know I will be able to, hopefully.
I mean, now that I'm rested, either myself or Tan could finish the backpack and someone else could try making a bedroll. Because I think we should focus on bedrolls. If we're going to be traveling, we need that.
Yeah. I can try putting a bedroll together.
You might want to try having a Ifuna skin the bats so that we can actually make bedrolls.
Okay. You still had some hide, I think, left, unless
4 total.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
lizard hide, though, wasn't it?
Some of it
Yeah.
wasn't. Some of it was rat.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a mix there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who's doing what?
Clubs with the gnome.
Okay.
Bedroll.
Bedroll, yeah.
Tan, do you want to finish the backpack or do you want me to?
I can finish the backpack.
Okay, I'll make a bedroll then.
All right. So are you making 3 separate bedrolls?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless there's a chance we can make 4, but if not, we can do the 3.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
it'll-
can forego the backpack if you want me to make a bedroll. The backpack's almost done.
Let's finish the backpack.
I think we should at least have one more backpack. Because how are we going to carry the bedrolls if we don't have backpacks?
Stuff scary, man, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do
Okay.
have rope that we could tie them together with.
Yeah, but we might as well try and get something that's already half finished.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no guarantee the 4 of us would be able to make 4 bedrolls. It matters how things go.
Okay. All right. So since you're all doing things separately, each one doing a different one, you have 3 checks to make. You need 3 successes to actually build the thing. Who wants to go first? Actually, we might want to start with Tan. Tan, you have advantage on all your rolls for this. So you have to have a history check and then 2 dexterity checks.
With advantage.
And so 10.
Okay.
And then Dex.
You can turn on advantage at the top of your sheet. If you click on advantage, it'll automatically
trying to
roll.
find
Yeah, it's at the top, right above your armor class.
I knew I saw it somewhere. I just couldn't find it. Dex. 20
Nice.
and 17.
Okay, you successfully complete your backpack.
Cool.
Correct.
Okay.
You do.
All right.
So, same as yesterday, he does the intelligence check and you do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, he got an 18.
23 and a 19.
All right, so you complete your club.
Was it just the one? Because we were working on 2.
Were you?
I'd mentioned.
Yeah, but I think you can only get 1 now.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's the? Yeah, it's one. It's 1 per day basically, unless you do it separately. But if you're both working on the same project, it's just 1.
Okay.
So you have 1 club.
Come on.
All right, Ash. Let's see how your bedroll goes.
Okay.
Oh.
What do I roll?
1 intelligence, and unless you have something else, either an athletics or a dexterity check.
Okay, so intelligence, because this is going to go good. 13, and then 2
Okay.
dex.
Yes.
15, and 16.
All right, you have a bedroll.
Woo!
And let's go to Ziri.
You're really quiet all of a sudden, Matt.
I'm sorry, I had my head set up because I was talking earlier.
Okay.
So 11, 10, 21.
Excellent. You now have 2 bedrolls. And finally, Zen.
All right. And 11, and then 2 decks.
Mm-hmm.
16, 19.
Nice. 3 bedrolls and a backpack and a club.
Today was a good day.
Yes.
Yep.
Hopefully those guys get back. Although I
Let's
doubt
see
it.
how Tahaku does with his construction.
Oh.
Yeah, he has some more. Wait, he had advantage.
He had advantage.
There we go. Yeah, he thinks he's got the automaton back into working order. He's not quite sure exactly how to activate it, but when he mentions that he seems to have completed the repairs, Orner looks around and says, "Well, maybe it just needs some power. We can hook it up to the uh that big crystal and we can use that to power it."
I want to insight him. Make sure he's not gonna try and fuck with it.
I have bad feelings about this.
Karu, I don't have advantage, but 14.
Okay.
9.
I only got a 13.
I really don't trust this dude.
I mean, he hasn't done anything bad in these last days.
Yet.
And he's a pretty intelligent guy. Surely if anything, he needs to get off this island too. So ideally, he's not trying to fuck you over in that end.
You say that, but he could try and fuck us over by him getting off this island and the rest of us being left behind to die. He's intelligent enough to think of that.
Yeah, you can't quite read him to tell if he's up to something more than helping with what he says.
No, I'm just gonna turn to Tahaku and be like, just keep an eye on him. He hasn't done anything yet, but... Oh.
At this point, they deserve to get eaten by wild animals.
I thought it was supposed to be wisdom.
No, that was Ifune's
Oh.
working with the gathering resources.
Oh, I thought it was the idiots who keep
No.
fucking up everything.
No, they rolled already. They rolled a 10.
Yeah. Yeah, by the end of the day, you still have not seen Kizar and Avoxar return.
All right. Oh, here we go again.
We're going to have to go get them.
Apparently.
Well, hopefully they didn't go too far.
Well, I know it slows down your ideas, but unless, I mean, you could always let, well, if all 4 of you leave, all 5 of you leave, that only leaves Ifune, Orner, and myself at camp.
If you can get that other automaton working and link it, there might at least be one other body use. And you can tell that Copper is not particularly thrilled at that other one being active.
Well,
might be a little bitter.
We can activate that, but we need to make contact with Captain Cage for the automaton to start working. It, unlike you, doesn't have a will of its own. It has to be piloted by someone to work.
Could it not follow directives?
Only simple things, and generally it is something like keeping a steading on the ship. It is not meant for hunting or tracking people down through the forest.
And making the bedrolls took all day.
Yeah, it is now. Like, you guys are around the campfire at night, trying to figure out what you want to do about the missing people.
Oh, we should look for them.
We can look for them tomorrow. If we don't find them tomorrow, they're as good as dead, and then they're not a problem.
That's one way to look at it.
I mean, people who are dead no longer are problems to deal with. The living are the ones who have to deal with problems, so...
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't want to be left stranded out on my own in a place like this, personally.
Maybe they shouldn't have gotten lost then.
Sometimes we get lost.
Yeah, sometimes.
You got us lost, and I found a way for us to get back within a day. There's a difference.
Food.
You still got us lost. And I will point out, you got us food because you were loud. You attracted danger.
No, I'm not. I wasn't talking about the time at camp. I was talking about the time that we went to look.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
How about we do our usual watch order? And, yeah, we,
Uh-oh.
Don't mind that.
What?
Nothing.
That makes me concerned.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're probably going to be dead by the time we go forward.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, they're totally dead. Well, we'll go look for them tomorrow. We knew where they were heading, so we can at least try and find their trail. It's not exactly a big distance between the ocean and here, so...
Yeah, sorry, I kind of thought they would have just, like, woke up and realized which direction they should have come. Like,
I kind of thought they would, too. Let's be real here.
Sorry there, Captain.
Well, we had to make a decision, and we chose wrong.
Nothing to do but go out looking for them tomorrow. Let's just rest for now.
All right, so you all rest for the night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the morning comes. It is a cloudy day. Bit of rain on and off, kind of like showers. It lasts like 5 minutes.
Gross.
And then stops. And then like an hour of clear of no rain, and then it just downpours for 10 minutes, and then it stops.
Oh, which means the rain's gonna make what I was planning to do for tracking them not possible, not feasible.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
So are all 5 of you going out to track these people?
I think it's a good idea, honestly.
Yep.
The more eyes we have looking for them right now, probably the better.
Nod.
Yeah.
All right, so who is navigating?
I will aid whoever wants to navigate.
I can attempt to. I've been going into this jungle quite a bit.
Would that be perception or?
This is navigation, so this would be the survival check to not get lost.
I mean, we could have our ranger do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, I've been going into this jungle quite a bit.
You're helping me, right, Copper?
Sure.
Okay. So Zen has advantage on the roll because Copper is helping.
There we go.
You've been rolling a lot of nat 20s tonight, just gonna say.
Yeah, I like having somebody else who rolls them.
This is weird.
You know where you're going. When you need nat 20s the most, it'll fail.
Yeah, because your ranger came through this time.
All right, and the three of you that are not worried about making sure you don't get lost in the forest, give me perception checks.
Uh-oh.
22.
17.
All right. Halfway through the day, and despite the fact that it's been raining, so it's not easy finding tracks or signs of them. Ash, you're the first to find signs of what looks like a scuffle, and you find uh, the first thing you find is a dead kobold in the underbrush. And you call the others over, and as you survey the scene, you find more dead kobolds, and eventually find Kizar and Avoxar's bodies.
Oh no.
They're dead?
Yep. You see about, I think, 5 kobolds, and signs that there were probably more than that. So they took quite a lot of them down before they went down themselves, but there were just too many, and they got surrounded quickly. And kobolds with pack tactics are terrifying.
Yeah.
Hey, Karu,
Yes.
can we search their bodies to see if they have anything useful on them?
The kobolds.
Daggers, yeah. Well, I mean,
Sure.
They might have weapons of some kind.
and that would
Other,
work.
other supplies.
Yep.
Give me an investigation check.
Cool. 11.
19.
Oh. Investigation.
Okay. So you managed to find a couple of daggers and 1 sling. You find 2 other slings, but they're broken. So the slings themselves are they'd need repairs. Remember, it's a little bit of leather attached to the strings. So the strings are broken. So if you replace the strings, you might be able to salvage 2 more slings.
Okay.
Do we bring their bodies back to camp?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to.
Might as well, yeah.
Darn. We might actually have to just take all of them with us.
Okay. You return to camp with the 2 Dinzers, and Tahaku kind of looks up as you guys approach. Kind of frowns. What happened?
Kobolds.
Kobolds.
Quite a lot of them from the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
They killed 5. Just there were more than 5.
That's unfortunate.
Am I able to tell how long they've been dead for?
Give me a medicine check.
Sure.
They've been dead for a day. So they were probably like on their way back the day before when they got attacked.
All right.
So you're saying that even if we went to look for them yesterday, they were already.
It might have been too late.
Seems like it. We'll say would have been too late anyway. So like either late in the first day or early the second day.
Well, that sucks.
Well, there's nothing that can be done. I'm sorry, Tahaku.
Well, they were soldiers and they died fighting, so, well, we'll just have to bury them, and not much else we can do.
Are you 3 going to be okay if we go trying to find more help?
I think if we keep to the camp, we'll have enough defenses with the remains of the airship should we come under attack if these kobolds decide to attempt an attack. And Orner kind of speaks up and goes, and I don't think even Tahaku wants to leave the Odinburgite on its own, where kobolds can get their hands on it.
Fair enough. We'll head out tomorrow morning then.
Very well.
Just be careful.
We'll keep close to the camp and defend this place, but not go out and leave it alone. Or else we might get scavengers. Other than that, well, I think I can handle some kobolds.
You seem like the kind of person who could rip one in half.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So you all rest for the night after burying your 2 Dinzers and get ready to set off the next day, and we will go on a short break.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, be right back, people. And we are back.
Hey.
Welcome back, folks. All right, so we are leaving the survival tasks behind and going head first into exploration.
Yep. I do think that we should give Pan the sling so that they don't have to throw their hand axe every time they want to make a ranged attack.
Considering that's their only weapon.
Yep. And then the dagger.
I would like
Any-
another dagger, please.
Got it.
It'd be a good idea that way you have one to throw in, one to
And one
use.
to stab, or two to stab.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a vague idea of where you want to go, and the map that you have been keeping of your exploration. First thing you have to decide is how fast you want to move, because that is going to affect
The amount of food.
how many squares you can move a day.
Maybe like a normal pace? Like not quiet, but we don't want to rush because that's just going to get too much attention.
So that'd be, what, 2 squares per day?
Normal pace is 4 hexes, 5 is 5 hexes, but penalty to passive perception, slow is 3 hexes, and we can move stealthily.
Okay. I think we should just go normal then.
So 4 squares a day?
Yeah.
All right. Who is acting as navigator?
Does our ranger want to?
Well, this is. This is new territory. I always, I'm always open to have somebody helping. I mean, this is a new place.
I'll help.
Okay.
Okay, so survival?
Yep.
With advantage. The ranger still knows how to navigate.
Thank you, Zuri. Yeah, thank you. Together, we survive all this.
Mm-hmm. Kitty!
Kitty.
Oh wow, he's getting clingy. Did you feed him?
Yes. He has come to inform me that he has eaten. And that he is very happy.
There's the purring.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
What a good boy.
You can purr into the mic, but don't rub it. All right, enough. Please let me continue. All right, so you don't get lost, and you have 4 hexes. In which direction do you want to head?
I believe we were going to use the mountains as a
Guide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, north, basically.
Just directly north?
Or do we want to go?
We could do that. It's still mountains as a guide.
Yeah, that would get us like basically to here.
And that would get us a little bit closer to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we just kind of work our way that general direction the next day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
More jungle?
Lots and lots of jungle. We'll use your navigator as your marker. All right. Well, let's see how your day goes. All right. You travel throughout the day. Let me see how the weather is. Clear skies. It's hot, humid, kind of what you've gotten used to in the jungle. You don't encounter anything during the day, either because of the fact that you're navigating properly and not attracting attention, or just managing, or the local wildlife is also avoiding you. but at some point during your break for lunch, you do hear the sound of monkeys in the distance, but they don't seem that close to you.
Okay.
You continue on, and about 2 hours before nightfall, you come across another clearing with a bunch of those 1 foot holes spread out.
I will avoid those this time.
Same.
And while you're still within the forest and at least a couple of miles away from the mountains, it's not supposed to be feet. Anyways, you can see the mountains ahead. And you all start to bed down for the night or look for a place to bed down for the night.
Mhm.
You have 3 bedrolls. There are 4 of you who need a bedroll. Who's going to roll the survival check to find a good camp spot?
I can try.
Okay.
Help.
Okay. So advantage, yes, Carl?
Correct.
12. And 12.
Such advantage.
The best advantage ever. Can I just add those two together?
No. And then divide by 2.
Not quite how that works.
Well, I mean, you could add them together and then divide it by 2.
All right, how are you guys taking food and water? Did you take some from the camp, or are you...
I thought we were going to use them stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, if we didn't take any food and water, I'll just basically using 2 spell slots a day to cast Good Berry and create water to cover that.
Okay. All right, so you managed to find a place that's relatively decent to rest. Who is not going to be using a bedroll?
Well, could I actually try and look to see if I could find things to make a little nest for whoever's not using the bedroll to at least help them sleep? Like, just soft leaves that they could sleep on or something.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Perception or nature?
Perception or nature?
Oh, this looks like it'd be comfortable. The driest leaves that crumble in my hands.
Meanwhile, Ash is like, okay, how about rock, paper, scissors? Whoever loses doesn't get a bedroll.
I'll go without tonight.
Okay. You are guaranteed one the next night then. Deal, guys?
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of like rotate.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all bed in for the night. Cat, please. No. No, later. And just checking. Okay. All right.
Should
So
be taking
you...
watches.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you guys take some watches.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is true. If we're having people who are taking watches, we can just have whoever's in the bedroll rotate with watches.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So everybody can
Yeah.
take it. And I'll just help whoever.
Maybe
Okay.
at the middle watch when it's... Or can you
Well-
see in... You guys can't see in the dark.
I think Ash is the only one that can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But-
Ash is taking the middle watch when it's darkest.
Well, like I said, I appear inert, but I can still see and hear as normal. So I can still take watch.
Basically, you're trancing.
Effectively, yeah.
so I can aid whoever is taking watch whenever they take watch.
Okay. Well, nothing happens during the night, but thanks to the fact that you're taking watches, no one takes a point of exhaustion due to the lack of a bedroll. And the next day, you continue forward. Who is Zen going to continue being your navigator?
Yeah, I think me and Zuri make a good team. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. Go give me a roll with advantage for survival. All right, 17. All right, so you managed to keep on track. Where would you like to head on the map?
Were we basically going to skirt the mountains? Do we want to go, say, southeast now?
Yeah.
Like this
They
way?
said it was on the. They said it was on the other side of the mountain and to the east, right?
Correct.
So if we go this way, like to about there, and then crossover.
25 would go at a fast pace. That would be a bad idea.
No, I didn't mean to go that way. I was trying to right click, but instead it had me grab and pull.
Okay. But yeah, we could do that one day and then like that the next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we still have to cross over the mountain, don't we?
No, it's like over here, right?
Yeah. So
Wow.
then,
You could go around the bottom.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
we don't know what's on the other side. Maybe by the time 2 days from now, we might be able to see things here.
Okay,
Hey,
sounds good.
could you let me play?
No. How about no?
Your claw is clinging to my shirt.
Okay, Karu, so
Are you going along the edge of the mountain or heading for the like uncovered hexes? The covered hexes, I mean.
I figured we want to stay within sight of the mountain to kind of go,
I'm guessing you're
lose track
taking
of
that one hex.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then skirting along.
yeah. I just imagine once we hit the mountains, it's going to be more difficult to travel. So we might want to skirt like the edge of the mountains.
As long
so
as we keep
basically
the
go
mountains in
here and then south from here.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
sight. Like I said, as long as we keep the mountains in sight, good.
All right. Those of you not navigating, give me perception checks.
17.
9.
Okay.
I'm real good at this, guys.
You're really not.
All right. Ash, early in the morning, as you guys are skirting the mountains, from the mountains, you can hear the sounds of what you think are like small, tiny creatures that are like very talkative.
Like, talkative as in it sounds like a language, or talkative as in a lot of animal chitters?
It sounds almost intelligent. So more of like a creature and not necessarily a monster or beast.
We know there's kobolds living here. Ash will point that out. Like, maybe it is the kobolds I'm hearing. It's not like I understand whatever kobolds speak.
And they seem to be far enough away that they don't spot you. But might be a reason to not go entirely towards the mountains during the morning at least. But you also head south into the jungle. And don't encounter anything towards the evening. You do hear a lot of frog noises nearby. Lots of ribbits. Who's looking for a camp spot?
Oh, look.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So survival check. Okay.
25.
You actually managed to find a shallow-looking cave near the what you think is like the edge of the mountain. While looking for that and finding it, you notice that up on the mountain to the north, there seems to be something that looks man-made.
I'll definitely mention this to everybody. How can we tell how far away it is?
Probably something like 5 to 6 hours trek up the mountain.
Okay.
But it doesn't fit the pyramid description.
No, it looks more like a wooden construction, like a wooden palisade.
Okay.
Palisade is up the wall.
Yeah, it's a wooden wall.
Something, probably just make a note of it, but probably not something we want to go climbing up towards at this point.
Yeah, we should focus on that pyramid thing you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
mark it on our own map.
You see that. Yeah, I mean, you see that while you're looking for, and you find this shallow cave that you can spend the night. And you all set your watches.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Point of exhaustion.
All right. All right. So who's taking the last watch?
I will.
Yeah, Zen always likes the first watch.
All right. Well, I'm aiding whoever is watching. So.
Okay. All right. So, Ziri, give me a perception check.
19.
19. During your watch, you hear the soft sounds of something approaching in the outside of the shallow cave.
What?
Hey, Copper, you hear that?
Copper's just gonna kind of nod.
Okay. Why don't we go check it out?
Copper will rise to follow Ziri.
Are you being stealthy or just
as stealthy as
We'll
one
try to
can
be.
when one is made of metal.
Okay? Give me some stealth checks.
5.
Not very stealthy.
As stealthy as one can be when one is made of metal, like I said.
You start moving forward, and Ziri, you're doing a pretty decent job at making sure that you're not heard, but Copper can only be so stealthy. And whatever it is that is approaching kind of stops. But by the time they've kind of sensed that Copper is moving forward, you catch a glimpse of what seems to be a male wearing a hodgepodge of random armor, leather, and animal furs. The bits of skin you can see look dark and scarred, and he has a bronze helmet that is shading his face, so you can't see his face, but you do see poking from below the helm a dark, kinky looking beard that touches his chest.
Hello there.
He kind of freezes in place, and he's holding a weapon.
I'm gonna look at Fury and be like, should we not be intimidating? As I get myself
Should we not be what?
intimidating, since we're not trying to scare him at this point.
Okay. I'm not trying to scare him, but
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll hang back.
uh, who are you, and do you live out here?
You do not speak as the others do, and you are not female. Where do you come from?
Well, a very long way away. I was on a ship that crashed here about a week or so ago.
You see him lower the weapon and kind of looks to the side and makes a motion, and uh, a smaller figure, a boy, steps out from the darkness behind the mound. He looks maybe 10, maybe younger. It's kind of hard to tell because he's thin, exhausted looking, and he's only wearing like a tan loincloth. He has like dark eyes, dark skin, and a mess of kinky black hair on top of his head.
Okay.
I do not wish to fight. I only wish to escape the Serpent Whisperers.
Who are the Serpent Whispers?
Female warriors of this island.
Okay. What do they look like? I don't want to fight either, by the way.
They are worshippers of the Temple of Grihu. Fierce female warriors. There are probably close to 100 of them at the temple.
Ooh.
They are searching for us, and I do not want to be found. Do you have a way off the island?
No, we don't. We met a woman about I think 4 or 5 days ago that told us that there was a place in this area that we were invited to. Is it just the two of you, or are there others with you?
No, it is only us.
Right. Well, there are a couple others besides the two of us back in the cave there.
Do you have possibility of rescue off the island?
Maybe a very small possibility. There are more of us in a camp a couple days back west of here. They were trying to contact people off the island when we left. Where are you from originally?
I don't remember. I have been a prisoner here for too long. It is only thanks to Boy here that I am free of them.
Okay. Well, if you're looking, pardon me. I mean, do these people look like frightened, or like they've been like struggling to survive for a while?
Yeah, they look like they've been surviving on their own in this forest for quite a while.
Okay. Why don't you come into our cave here? It's there. You'll at least have shelter for the night.
We have been sheltering in the mines in the up the mountain, but we saw we spotted you and came to investigate.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you come inside? At least we can get in someplace relatively secure for this evening.
He nods, and Kid kind of like clings to him, but the two of them go back towards where you have settled camp.
What are your names?
I am just man. This is boy.
Okay. I'm Ziri.
Copper 7119.
Your armor is interesting.
This is me.
What?
I'm going.
You're that's your armor, yes.
See. Yeah. Our armor is important to those of us. To me.
Very well. If you what do you expect to gain from going to the temple?
We do not know.
Maybe some way of escaping from this place. We were told it was some kind of pyramid. We were told to come without weapons and we would be received in kind.
Well, and he kind of looks over the ones that are sleeping. I'm back to you. I do not think they will give you much trouble as long as you approach peacefully. They will want human male. So unless Copper is a human male under the armor, then they will not have any need of keeping any of you with them.
I am not.
What do they want with human males?
Breeding.
Oh boy.
That is all I have been doing here on this island until I was able to escape thanks to Boy.
We saw something that looked man-made on the mountain. Perhaps a day or two back. Do you know what that is? It was a wooden wall.
An abandoned mine. That is where Boy and I have been living.
Is it just the two of you, or are there others?
Just us. If your people can find a way off the island, then we would like to come.
Of course.
We have a camp closer to the beach. The rest of them.
If you can make a map, we can follow.
Right.
I'll nod.
Do we have any way of copying the map we've made already?
You could find like a leaf or something to do that on, or just draw it in the mud and have him like get a better idea of where to look.
I mean, what about there might be some bark or something somewhere, or a piece of wood that we could draw it on. I'm pretty sure that Ash probably still has that charcoal.
Okay.
Yeah. Come morning, and I mean, this was during the last watch, so it doesn't take too long before the rest of you start coming to and realizing you have guests, including a very curious looking 10-year-old boy, or maybe younger, just like perched up high watching you guys sleep.
Copper is probably watching Boy as well, head tilted.
He seems extremely interested in Ash.
Why?
So, Ash, you wake up to see a very curious looking boy just like staring down at you from like on top of a boulder.
What the fuck is going on? Who's that?
Boy.
Yes, I can see that's a boy. Who's that?
No, yes. Boy. That's his name. And that's man.
Oh, there's two of them. Okay. Hi. Where did they come from? Why is that one staring at me? Why are you staring at me?
He kind of tilts his head, says something in a language you do not recognize.
Is it a sibilant language?
Yeah.
Can anyone understand that?
I'm gonna kind of turn toward man. What's he saying?
He says he senses a kinship with her.
What?
And the boy kind of like grabs a pebble, holds it, and the pebble starts to glow, and he holds it out to you.
You can do magic. Huh. I take the pebble. Okay, now I get it. I pick up a pebble and I make it glow a different color and toss it to the kid. With prestidigitation, I just... Here you go. Trade ya.
A very different kind of glow because he cast light on his.
Yeah. Honestly, mine probably looks the opposite. Let's be real here. It doesn't
Probably
really
black
emit
light.
light. Yeah.
He kind of catches it and looks at it and he's like, "Ooh." And then the light fades from the rock you had, but he summons like a spectral hand that grabs the rock you gave him.
Yeah, I can't do that. I could blast a hole in the wall, but that's about it.
Please don't.
I'm not going to. I'm just saying I could.
Man kind of looks at you and goes, "You will want to be careful around the priestesses and warriors of Grihu. They do not like magic."
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's good to know. Well, we're not supposed to go there attacking, so it's not like I'm going to use any magic to cause issues.
Do any of them speak this language, or do they all speak the other?
They all speak the other language, the serpent tongue.
Wonderful.
Do they speak any other language? Anything at all?
No.
Okay, I know this was my idea. Completely willing to nope out of this and go back. Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm not one of those that's like, this was my idea, we have to do it. Again, group.
If we
Just putting
do,
that out there.
if we manage to go to them, we might be able to find a little bit of information, perhaps even either equipment, trade, or ultimately a way off.
I mean, the other thing is if we go there and not be assholes to them and we leave, we've proven, hey, we're not gonna, be assholes to you, and maybe they'll just leave us alone after that. Like, kind of prove ourselves to the whole, we're not gonna cause issues on your island, we just want to leave.
We just want to get rescued and get back where we came from.
Yeah.
Tan?
They haven't really bothered us in the first place. So I don't even know if we really have to worry about them. And it just feels a little shady going in knowing that, they've held these people hostage and we have to be careful about magic and they want, human males. Like, I'm okay going back.
I mean, I'm cautious, but I mean, I'll ask the man, how much further is it to their temple or their pyramid?
If you go around, about 3 days from here.
3 more days. It's taken 2 days to get this far.
Yeah, you
It's
will not
also-
cut much time if you go up the mountain, because it is a hard climb.
There's also the possibility that they're going to get that thing up and running, contact and help will arrive while we're out here. If it's going to take us another 3 days and then another 5 days to get back. And that's on a good day.
And that's just saying arriving 3 days, going, hey, and then turning
Hey.
around and going back.
There is one other thing on the way there. You may pass by another building, abandoned, another temple, a monastery, I think it was.
Is there any reason we should go there? Could we find any supplies? Anything to arm ourselves with?
I do not know. I know that the Serpent Whispers do not like it. They think it is haunted.
Could go and check it out. And they're not coming near it, then that's very likely they haven't taken any from it, and there could be things that we use.
Yeah, maybe we press on and go at least that far, see what's there.
And then we could get a better feel for what's around here too.
And then we can head back if we don't feel comfortable going all the way to their temple. But maybe we can get some supplies from a place that they don't like going to.
So we wouldn't.
There could also be a reason why they don't like going there.
It's possible, but we're gonna have to take some kind of risk at some point or another. I mean, look at what happened to the other two. They were just going to get salt water so that we could get salt, and they were attacked by a bunch of kobolds.
Yeah, what's with that? What are the kobolds? Are they with these people? Are they against these people? Like,
They just live on the island. There are many tiny villages of kobolds.
okay. Good to know, at least. Good to know if we encounter kobolds and kill them, to defend ourselves, they're not going to be pissed at us. Good to know.
All right. Well, you have the day before you, so where do you want to go?
Is the monastery close?
If you head south from here, you will find the monastery by the end of the day.
All right.
How about we go to the monastery then?
Yep.
That sounds good.
Tan, you okay with that?
Yeah. Just keep an eye out. Be careful.
All right.
We always need.
Because of the time, and because we have to end early today, that is where we're going to end the session.
Woo! Going to a haunted monastery.
Oh.
and Serpent Whisperers, which I'm sure aren't Yuan Ti related at all.
No, totally not.
Oh my god. I hate Yuan Ti.
I'm just surprised by how much we've milked this one piece of the module because it's 2 sessions already, and I still have between the monastery and the and getting to the temple probably enough for another short session.
So wait,
Yeah.
a short session. You thought this would be a short session.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
come
pointing
on.
that out.
Oh, it took you guys like 4 days to leave the camp. It's not my fault.
To be fair, we were making supplies for ourselves.
Yeah.
And you can't blame
Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And join us on Friday for our next Dungeon of the Mad Mage game.
Yeah.
Where we're totally not gonna die from being many levels under leveled. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.